I'm just going to record this for those that cannot be on. So if you guys are all, hold on one sec. You upon entry, perfect. So Erin, you are not. Okay, so if you guys could do me a huge favor, because you could always unmute yourselves later, but if you can mute, and that way the speaker view will kind of hit on whoever is speaking. We have some fun surprises for you. Welcome. This is our Body Back virtual evening. So we're going to spend just the next few moments with you. We're going to try to make it short, brief, honor your time, get straight to the juices of kind of what you might know Body Back, but you might know, like, have some questions about what the virtual session is all about. If I look distracted, it's only because I'm trying to make sure that other people get added to this meeting, because Zoom is so awesome that they add new features all the time. And now you have to actually like manually accept every single person into the meeting. So what's up, you guys? My name's Jenny. I am one of the virtual Body Back coaches, as is Erin Clark, who is on with me. So we're going to be kind of chatting about how virtual sessions run, how it works. We're going to go through everything that's included, what Body Back is, who it's for, hopefully answer all those hot burning questions that are on your mind. But first and foremost, we want to introduce ourselves, get into the nitty gritty of it. We also have one of our clients on the line, Amanda, to kind of share her story because she just finished her virtual session. So we're excited to have you here. And then at the very end, what we will do is we'll unmute all the lines, we will open it up, and we'll let you guys pop on for anything that we did not answer. You'll be able to ask us anything you want. If you don't want to stay on, don't worry, this will be recorded. Or if your kids are being crazy and you have to run out the room, I will repost this recording, or somebody will, onto our little Facebook invite. So my name is Jenny Pirro. I am in San Diego. I have 3 kids who were just banging on the door. I have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and an 8-year-old, all girls. If you've been on us virtually for the past 9 weeks, I teach some of those 6 a.m. workouts. So I will be leading the 6 a.m. Virtual session. Erin will be doing the 7:30 p.m. sessions. We have beautiful options for all the mamas. I know, Joey, I'm not sure. I was trying to, you want me to unmute you? No, you're good. You're muted. You're good. What we'll do at the very end is I should be able to manually like unmute you guys just in case you can't unmute yourselves. But yes, use the chat as well if there's anything that I don't answer or get to. So I've been teaching live Body Back for a while now. Prior to this, I call it BK, before kids. Before kids, I was just a young woman kind of trying to find my way. I honestly struggled with weight my entire life. And I always felt like I never had the answers. I never had the solutions. I was in like this, I call it like my dark passenger. It was always like something I struggled with. I didn't know what to do, so I did all the wrong things. It was like a process of failing forward. And what I ended up doing in college was I decided that that was going to be my passion. I started teaching fitness classes when I was 18 years old. And it was honestly by mistake. I had lots of body image stuff going on. I wasn't talking to myself kindly. I was doing all of the wrong things, and I was over exercising and under eating because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. And I would try all these fad diets and nothing worked for me. And so I kind of stumbled into the fitness industry. And when I taught my first fitness class, I realized that like my heart like sang. It gives me goosebumps to still think about that moment. And if you ever tried turbo kickboxing, that was the class I taught. And it just like lit my soul on fire like I never expected. So I started kind of my own thing just to try to create a community for women to feel like they belong, to feel like they didn't have to struggle and be alone like I did. So let's fast forward. At 21, my master's degree was opening my first women's fitness studio. And I opened 2 of them by the time I was 25. And then I got pregnant and had my first child. And I realized like my dreams and all these things that were about me completely shifted. And I decided when I was pregnant with my second, who is 3 now, that I was going to sell and I was going to walk away and I was going to be a stay-at-home mom and try to figure it all out, because that's where my heart was pulling and calling. And so I got home and I was, missing that I was missing my village. I was missing my tribe. I was missing my community. I was missing like that huge piece of my heart. I was missing coaching women. I had my own types of transformation programs that I ran at my studio. So when I was running at Lake Murray with my 2 under 2, and I was alone, of course. And I was in this phase of like postpartum junk where you're in that 4th trimester where you don't quite feel yourself and you're up all night and you're breastfeeding and you're juggling all the things. And I was so grateful to be home and to be a mom, but I was missing this part of my heart. I was missing teaching. I was missing coaching. I was missing a village. I had nothing. And I was isolated and I was struggling with postpartum depression. And I saw this big crazy march of moms pushing strollers and this loud instructor like yelling. And I was like, I want to be a part of that. I know that might sound weird, but I was like, I want to be a part of that. So I went to their Easter stroller strides class for free at Lake Murray. And I basically fell in love with not just the workouts and the women, but this company, Fit for Mom. I was like, this is what I was missing. How did I not know about this so many years ago? And I honestly feel like my biggest regret or mistake is like not discovering this sooner. So I'm so glad that you guys are here because you discovered it and you're here and you've been here for a reason. Obviously, I might be new to the party. So now my youngest is 2, and I've been teaching and coaching with other franchises. And now I've ran a virtual session. So I now am so blessed and so grateful to kind of share my passion and my heart for this type of program with you. I'm going to pass it over to Erin because we've got a lot to get through and I could probably talk forever. But Erin has an incredible story and testimony that she's going to share as far as her personal experience with Body Back, transitioned into now an amazing instructor and Body Back coach as well. So Erin, go for it.
Hey everyone. My story kind of begins like I grew up my whole life playing sports. Like that was my deal. Roxanne actually knows me from childhood. Roxanne and I actually played against each other in high school. Little known fact in volleyball. But I was always this major athlete, and the fitness side always kind of came because I worked out all the time, right? And I actually was went into corporate America, was in sales, did really well with that. Really in my imagination, I was going to continue up that corporate ladder, and then I had kids. And obviously we all know that you change completely after you have kids. And I realized I couldn't be away from my children and only see them for like 30 minutes a day. And on top of that, I also ended up with really bad postpartum anxiety and OCD. Like panic attacks all day, could not recover from it. And it was actually my first one. I was able to get through it. It was like 8 weeks. It was really tough. My mom flew out and like stayed with me for like a full month. Second time around, not so easy. I was here in San Diego. I had just moved from Portland, followed my husband, and we ended up here for his job. And I was in a 2-bedroom apartment with a 2.5-year-old on the 3rd story. And had this brand new baby, and I remember vividly just the postpartum and anxiety, everything just coming down on me, and I was not a functional human. My friend came over and she actually told me, she was like, hey, I'm gonna get the kids ready. You go take a shower. I'm taking you somewhere. She literally packed up my kids in her car and drove me to my first stroller strides class. I don't think I actually worked out the entire time, the first class. I'm not joking. I literally remember just bawling my eyes out, and getting a million hugs from all the moms. And literally all of these moms, I looked around and I was like, oh my gosh, we are all losing our crap. Like, this is crazy. Like, so that's actually how I found Fit for Mom. And I gained actually 100 pounds with both my kids. So giving birth, I was 260 pounds when I had both of my girls, almost like dead on. It's like my body knew that's where I need to be. And the hardest part for me as far as physically and just really actually mentally too, was I didn't feel like myself at all. I'd lost myself completely. I was this athlete and I just felt like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to go back to being the same person ever again. Like, I've just lost myself. I'm not going to be this athlete. And I started teaching for Fit for Mom, 6 months after joining Stroller Strides, but didn't do my first transformation until a year in. When I joined that group, I all of a sudden realized that it's so much more than just losing the weight. Such a big part of this whole process is just coming to grips with exactly who you are and finding the pieces that you want to pull back in, but realizing that you're not the exact same person, right? And for me, it helped me get in line, all of those things, the loving myself the way I am, the finding a community who is in the same place as you, and then obviously having some schedules and some guidelines with my food, because that's always been a thing for me, is like, oh, I feel really bad, I think I should eat a pint of ice cream. That's a great idea. So when I found Body Back, I feel like I came full circle, and I'm like, I actually feel like myself again. Of course, there's a lot of other things that weren't there before, but I feel complete. And for me, that's when I really took off with Fit for Mom. I've been teaching now for 4.5 years, and I cannot even tell you how much this has given me. So these Body Back sessions, if you want to know if it's worth it, I mean, I can tell you 100%. And my husband actually even says, he's like, I would have paid $1,000 for what it did for you. So yeah, anyways, I get a little emotional, so just bear with me. But thank you guys for coming on and even just, listening to what we have to say, because I can tell you right now that if you are looking to accomplish goals and you're looking to find a great community of people to accomplish those goals with, this is the place.
Oh, you gave me goosebumps.
Sorry.
Thank you, Erin. I love that. So before Erin cries, we are going to pass it over to Amanda to give. She just finished a virtual session that we just ran, and she's going to give you just her personal feels of what that was like, what happened, and just her personal experience with our virtual session. So let's unmute you.
Probably
oh, there you are.
Right? Zoom is so much fun. All right, like that, I'm Amanda, and I signed up to do the Body Back session with Lauren Shaver because she was my first instructor. I'm up in Oceanside, and when we moved back to San Diego, I'm from here, but we've been gone for a while. When we moved back to San Diego, she was the first Fit for Mom that I found up here. We actually moved to Oceanside slightly because there was a Fit for Mom franchise here. I hooked up with Fit for Mom in Dallas when I first started, so I was excited. I saw that everyone had to be in LA, so I was like, all right, let's go to Oceanside. We can work out on the beach. Anyway, signed up. It was going to be in Carlsbad, the yoga studio. So excited. It's like 5 minutes from my house, and then boom, everything happened. So we switched online. So it was an interesting transition, I'd say. For the first 4 weeks, it was like, this is so cool and exciting and new and funky, and after that we kind of settled into a routine, I would say, with the virtual kind of stuff. And then at the end, now looking back, I realized how much we were able to accomplish through that. I would absolutely say the transformation still happens. It's a lot of that personal transformation as you dig deep. Each week is a new challenge. It's not just about food or water, but there's sleep and take care of yourself. What's the one thing that fills you up? Work on that this week, making time for yourself. What are your fitness goals this week? Improving and stuff like that. So each week's challenge provided a nice center of focus, especially in coronavirus land. I'm working from home right now. I'm a costume and scenic designer who teaches at Miracosta College, and so we're online. I don't really have a job per se, but I have a lot of stuff to do. So it's just like this timeless weirdness. And so having that, I have to sign on Monday, Wednesday nights, and then I've got all these challenges to do within that as well. Lauren both set them, and then also that I set them for myself was a really great structural element there. Sorry, my husband is sneaking up behind me. What?
I want to add my 2 cents.
Okay, Everett has 2 cents. This is my lovely husband. Come into the wisteria. There we go.
Unprovoked, because I realize you're doing a testimony.
For the girls, Everett.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I've never seen her more happier and like energetic and pumped to be working out. And just what she said, like, it's awesome to have like 2 or 3 anchor points in the week when you're kind of like all at the woods end. Like, oh, she goes in the bathroom, she gets on her sports gear, it's all set up, she's ready.
Do my hair.
Does her hair. It's like, I'm gonna do my thing. This is me. It's been really transformative, and like I can see the energy, that it builds and gives her.
Thanks, Dave. Totally unsolicited. We'll say. I have 2 kids, by the way. I meant to introduce that too. I've got a 3, almost 4-year-old, and one who's a little over 1. And same with you, Erin. I gained 60, 80 pounds per one. Still working. I've gained 1 pound through Body Back, but I've lost all the inches. So the next one I think might be my weight loss goal. But anyway, that's besides the point. And so that's huge for me too, transformation wise. It's always been about weight and the scale and the numbers. And right now I don't care, because I went from doing no squat jumps. I had to bring up my things. I did 29 squat jumps, and they weren't even jumps. They didn't even leave the ground. And then at the end for assessments, I did 40 full on jump off the ground squat jumps. Went from no burpees to some sort of almost burpees, So strength wise, focus wise, I feel like, super able. I have the tools now to move forward into that. And it's been a nice week and a half break. I'm really excited for Tuesday to refocus in. I will say you miss the personal contact that comes from, I miss my Oceanside peer village, seeing everyone day after day. I was one of the ones who went almost every day. So you miss kind of that personal stuff, but you do, because we spend a lot of time texting and a little bit of time talking after class. You still get a little bit of that mom connection, for sure, still happening. But personal transformation can happen even through Zoom and all of the weird things that happen through that. It's been absolutely amazing. Yeah. Any more specifics than that?
Yes.
No,
so
that is
does that
fabulous.
mean you are doing it again?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited to do it again.
So
Even though Lauren's abandoning us.
Hey, don't you worry. I know I have big shoes to fill, but I'm up for the challenge.
We're just teasing. We just like her.
Oh, no.
I loved your husband popping in, and I love the realness. And honestly, what I've brought into fruition with all of this is you're missing that schedule and that structure, which is one thing that you said. So this is kind of that accountability that we all need. And yes, we would all love that human contact right now, but I feel like this is truly the next best thing. What else would we be doing? I would be so lost if I wasn't able to teach. I love teaching in person, but virtually, if I didn't have that, I would just be so lost. So Amanda, you're amazing. We're excited to have you for a round 2 to keep pressing right onto those goals. And then real quick, Joey is on and also wanted to give her testimony. So I think that's super exciting. And we have
Can I? Oh, yeah, I can unmute myself. Yay, cool. So I was really just on to kind of lurk in the background because I did Erin's class this morning, and she said, "Come support us for Body Back if you do Body Back." I am actually going into my 3rd session, so this is my uber kudos to the whole program. Is I started it in person in January. It was kind of my New Year's resolution. I have 2 kids. The oldest is now 3 and the youngest just turned 1. So they had quarantine birthdays together. So I started this in January. It's kind of my New Year's resolution of I'm finally going to get my shit together and lose the baby weight, And I'm not an exerciser. I'm not I'll go play a game and chase the ball, but I didn't realize that, kids take so much energy. I guess as they got older and got more mobile, it was just I was constantly exhausted. So it's kind of my motivation of I got to get stronger, I got to get healthier. And so joined the program with Tawny in Point Loma. Really, really loved the ultimate goal was to try and lose the baby weight, but the village and the support and the general accountability of the whole plan of the 8 weeks of every Monday and Wednesday, get you time to yourself, kind of get you refocused on stuff for you instead of stuff for the family, and kind of bring it back to me, which was kind of nice. And then I signed up for the second session right before COVID all happened. And so we got to do it virtually, which got it even more close and family knit kind of thing, with just the three of us that were doing the virtual session through Point Loma. And I can't say enough about like just the positivity of it. Like you gain so much. Like it's not just the strength and the stamina, like all the like extras, of course, that you're going to get as you start working out more and you start taking the time and focusing on what you're eating and drinking more water and doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing. But like I can keep up with my kids. I don't feel exhausted at 3 p.m. anymore. Like I'm excited to like see them grow up and start doing sports and maybe playing sports with them. And, I feel happier overall. Like there's just this overarching like benefit of everything that goes into the program. So if you're on the fence about it, I highly encourage you to try it. You can't go wrong. You really can't. Like even if you hate running, if you hate doing burpees, if you're just flat out couch potato like I was, like you'll see improvements. Like there's only improvements that can be made. Like you can only go up, is what I'm saying.
Joey, thank you. You're so sweet. I love that. Thank you for being real and honest and for surprising us with your story. You're incredible. So we're excited to have you for another round 3 session. And you guys actually kind of answered a lot of my questions. So I'm just going to breeze through. I'm going to show you the guide. So if you're on, hang tight. I'm going to show you some of the things that are included, and we're just going to dig into that right now. So we've already kind of answered like what is Body Back, but more importantly, what is virtual Body Back? And I like to think of it as kind of this continuum of the 3 pillars: fitness, nutrition, and support. Within your support is like your community, your village, that love, like that accountability, all of those things, the coaching. And then you have your fitness aspect, right? So we've got like our virtual fitness where you get these exclusive workouts with Erin and I twice a week just for our private session mamas that either pick the 6 a.m. or the 7:30. You're going through this 8-week process from start to finish with us together. In addition to that, Fit for Mom offers live workouts, 6 a.m., 9:30, 2 p.m. as well. So you could pick whatever fits your hectic schedules. And then in addition to that, you have special exclusive access to pre-recorded links. So if you need to get in some extra workouts, which we do HIIT training, high intensity interval training, the best for your body, the most effective way that we can strengthen, tone, get you all those incredible results. Because let's face it, initially, when we come in here, it's like, all right, I got to get my butt back on track. I need that accountability. Maybe it's connection. So what I want to dive into now is, and I think what all these incredible women hit on is, it's not just about the weight loss. Weight loss can be a Band-Aid, right? We can initially come into something for that. That's what our mind is like, well, I need to lose the weight. Well, I need to lose the baby weight. Well, I'm not my old self, right? You just don't feel right. You need something. In order for something to change in your life, something new needs to come in, right? And it's scary, especially if you know nobody and you're coming into this alone. But I promise you, with an open heart, you will gain so much more from it than you could ever anticipate or expect. So who is Body Back for? That was like one of the first questions I wrote down. I mean, I think we already know. It's for everybody, but really, are you feeling, yes, I see Amanda over there answering the question, but like you're feeling, the initial things that popped into my mind when I was looking for something like this was, you just feel alone, right? I put myself back in like that old state of mind. Like we're off schedule, we're off routine, we're in quarantine. You don't want to gain the quarantine 15. Maybe a few have crept on. Let's be real. Maybe we're out of like our normal habits. An occasional happy hour has turned into like a long-standing happy hour. And this program, I will tell you right now, is not to be strict. It's not to create like remove things from your life. It's to bring more good into your life. It's to take maybe those like not so great habits and turn what you think might be bad or negative into a positive thing, new habits, new things to replace that, things that fuel you, self-care. So if you're falling off track, you're seeking that like extra accountability, you might just be wanting to connect with moms that are like you, like what Erin said. Like she was like, I didn't think anybody was feeling as crazy as I was. Like you were in that state of mind of feeling like I can't even function, and realizing that we're all in this together. We all have crazy kids running around banging at the door. We all like, you know, they're young, they're old, you're homeschooling, you're not, you're juggling toddlers, you're newly postpartum. You haven't worked out. You haven't even worked out. You haven't even been working out. You just know that that's something that you should begin. Or maybe you've taken off a couple months and you're like, I need to get that back in my life. I need to have some structure in my life. This is the perfect plan for you. So basically I wrote down, it's for any body. It's for any body, like anybody, anywhere you are on your journey. We want to join forces and would be honored to be a part of that, to like stand side by side together. There's no person in front of the other. Obviously, coaches are just there to like keep you accountable, keep you motivated, allow you to create that momentum in your life. Everything that you need is already inside of you. We're just there to kind of pull her back out. Be like, there she is. There she is. What type of workouts? So our workouts are all HIIT training, high intensity interval training. So we do typically rounds. So if you've experienced our virtual classes with Fit for Mom, you've experienced that type of workout. We take it on another level with our semi-private sessions that we have twice a week. Dominica, is Daddy sleeping? Wake him up. Sorry guys. She does have two other sisters that are awake that are probably just not paying attention. If you need a community, right? Or wait, sorry, we're talking workouts. Now she's got me all sorts of off track. But you're getting those HIIT training. We're taking it to the next level though. So what you'll do is spend a workout with us, a total body workout with us, and then you'll do a little meditation right at the end. Now, Erin, can you pop on and just?
I was actually just going to say I can take over. Yeah. So yeah, within the workouts, so we're going to be focusing. So 1 minute of cardio, 1 minute of strength, 1 minute of core. We're going to do that 2 times through, and then we usually do between 4 and 5 rounds. What we are saying with this is what's really neat is, you have access to all of the other Fit for Mom workouts, but we're going to have 2 a week that are just private with just you and your coach and the rest of your team. What's key within that is there's a lot of growth, I feel like, that happens with that. And I'm betting especially with people like me and Jenny who like to talk and like to connect. I mean, that is 100% why I do this, is during that time, if you have things you want to address, I can either call you and we can talk about it, or we can kind of talk about it as a group. I'm sure, I don't know, Amanda, you can tell me whether or not that have people ask questions after class and it's turned into a whole discussion? Yeah, does that?
Yeah, we definitely have. Or we go off on a bunny trail and text afterwards because everyone's happy.
So it's just like meeting with a bunch of your girlfriends to work out, but you have a coach who's been there and done it before, and I've run into a lot of the challenges. I mean, I've been through, so I've coached 4 different rounds of transformation challenges, and I have been a member of 3 of them. So like, if there's a problem that you're encountering, I've been there without a doubt. I mean, I have lost 30 pounds. I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, I gained a lot, but in an 8-week session, I've lost 26, sorry, not 30, 26, but still. But at the same time, the one that I remember the most was the one that got me to feel like that athlete or the person that I was. Again, so whatever your goals are, we can meet them. Those workouts specifically, though, that's the structure. And then usually I'm betting that there's going to be a little chatting afterwards. What was the next bullet point? Jenny?
Thank you so much.
Oh,
You
of
know,
course.
mom life going on over here. Okay, so I'm going to screen share. I'm going to screen share, guys. I'm going to show you what this whole nutrition aspect part is about really quickly. So I'm just going to breeze through this. So this is like your guide, right? So this is like you get your ebook that's like, all right, mama, step by step, this is the game plan, and you'll get this prior to your start. So we start next week. Erin and I will send you an email with all these ebooks, all these wonderful documents. This is your recipe book planning and meal planning, because what we do is we will allow you guys to have the freedom. Oh, hold on, wrong one. Do you see which one do you guys see? The nutrition guide? Do you see a guide right now with a, hold on, let me get to the front.
Nutrition guide.
Nutrition guide.
Yeah, nutrition guide.
Okay, great. Not the recipe book yet, but the recipe book is amazing. So this is giving you that play-by-play of what to expect, what this program is all about, what is Body Back, how was it created, goal setting. We incorporate, it's like that mind, body, soul part. So initially this is like your first set. What do you want to get out of this deeper than weight loss? Like what else? We dig a little bit deeper with you. We take before and afters if you would like. Measurements are optional as well, especially with virtual session. If you're just in this to like, your goals might not be physical, right? Meaning your appearance. It might be more on the inside. It might be your endurance. It might be to run around with your kids. There's so much more deeper than just that part. So we work and kind of adjust to wherever you're at as far as your goals. And we want to understand that. We want to help you plan out your food, map out your meal plans. That's why you get the coaching privately with us in addition every single week. We are helping you with your meal plans, or you're sending them to us because you need to have a plan. If we don't have a plan, what are we going to do? We're going to eat the rest of our kids' leftovers, and we're just going to eat what we make them, and we're going to order fast food. But if you have a game plan, you're like, I'm making the balsamic chicken. I am having my overnight oats. You are prepped. You are prepared. We journal, right? So text, email, whatever the forum of communication you and your coach decide is best for you, that correlates to your life. That's how we kind of are able to connect with you week by week. And so this is just like that little play-by-play. You could see I've been scrolling through this. So it talks a lot about nutrition, you know, kind of the science behind the meal plan a little bit. So I'm going to stop that share. So you'll get like a little fit planner that you do weekly, but then you're also journaling weekly of what you actually like. Was there a birthday party? Like, you know, being real. Cause you know, when you have to write it down, what happens when you have to write it down? You're like, oh, I got to write that down. Maybe we'll make a better choice. And it kind of keeps you a little bit more accountable on that aspect. I want to show you the recipe book real quick. This is just the last doc. I'm going to screen share. We're going to be wrapping this up soon, I promise. I appreciate your guys' time so much. So this is the recipe book. It's awesome. So whatever fits into you and your family's life. That's the beauty of this. It's not a crazy quick fix diet. It's a lifestyle change that's realistic for quarantine. Hey, is the grocery store out of chicken? What else can you pick, right? Do you need to make what you have in your pantry? Like, what can you throw together that fits for you? Are you ordering right now like Amazon Prime, right? Are you ordering like deliveries? So you can kind of adjust your meal plan based on what works best for you. And as you can see, there is like tons, 50 pages of just recipes, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. So you are planning that all out. They are delicious, I will tell you. And you're just having that intentional mindset. So that's kind of the nutrition part. Hold on to your question. I'm about to get there. And then the last part, Erin talked about community. So you're with this small group of like positive, uplifting mamas. I promise you, they are just like you. We are all on our own journey. We have our own story. Some people are on A, right? Some people are on maybe D of their journey. Nobody's at Z. I can guarantee you that. So wherever you're at on your journey, honor that and appreciate that. Love yourself as you are today, and allow this like self-care to like pour into your soul, into your heart, and you're going to get so much from it. initially we do an assessment. You'll get like an email prep. You get all the ebooks, so the recipe guides, the nutritional guides, the workout schedules. You'll get the recorded links prior. So we send that about 3 days prior to actually session starting. We have a whole orientation for you, weekly reach outs. We have a kickoff session where we're testing not just like your measurements and before pictures, but we're also looking at like Joey was saying, right? Was that Joey or was that Amanda? Your squats, right? Your squat jumps, your burpees, like seeing that Joey was, seeing that you can actually physically you're improving, you have more energy for the kids is such a huge accomplishment. So we want to be able to prove that to you as well, so that you can see your body and your heart and like your everything improving from the inside out. The workouts we already talked about twice a week. And then of course you always have like an incredible closing session. So I am going to stop talking. I'm going to open up the lines for questions. So you just have to unmute yourself. And if you have questions for Erin or I, we would love to chat with you or connect with you. Again, this will be recorded. So if any of your mama friends missed, we do have a couple spots left. I know in the 6 a.m. and we also have a few spots left in the 7:30 p.m. So if you're on the fence, please email us, message us, let us know kind of what we can do to help hopefully serve you and be there for you guys.
I have to say real quick, Abigail, you're killing it as a mom right now. Just real quick, were those positive?
It's Jenny.
Abigail. It's actually Jenny. I was
Jenny.
That's Jenny.
My daughter.
It's her daughter.
We share our Zoom.
Love it. But were those positive affirmations?
Bath time, brushing the hair.
Yes.
Props
Abigail,
to you.
I love it. What's up, Jenny? I didn't even see you on.
This is the real Abigail.
Hi, Abigail.
Hi, cutie.
Were you saying in the mirror, I am strong, I am beautiful?
She was making me guess her facial expressions.
I love it. Okay. Sorry, I had to say something because it was amazing.
So we have an email, guys,
Questions.
in the chat too. So if you have questions specifically, there's an email in the chat. Oh my gosh, and who is this, Maureen, with your little sleeping baby?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Not my heart.
The head. I missed that.
Makes you want to have another almost.
Oh,
Almost.
I'm good.
SD memberships and then you hear them like banging on the door and then you're like, okay, we're good.
All right. Who has a question? Unmute yourself, put it in the chat, whatever works best.
I will real quick. So this is actually a Fit for Baby. We did like 3 or 4 sessions with Brittany up in Vista. We are 8 weeks postpartum, and I think Brittany had said to wait until 3 or 6 months before doing body back. Can you speak to that real quick?
Yes, so that's typically our rule of thumb. If you are newly postpartum, we want to make sure that we're providing you, all of the modifications that your body could need right now. So what we can do is chat with you privately. Breastfeeding definitely makes a difference, just as far as helping you kind of coaching on your meal planning in addition to your workouts. But yes, we could typically work yes. So the answer is yes, but let's chat because we would just need to kind of customize your meal plan as far as making sure that we're keeping the milk pumping and helping honor your body with the phase that you're at right now.
Would you say to at least wait until that 3 month before I join one of the sessions?
I would say let's chat with you privately so we can kind of see where you're at.
I think it depends on the person. That's the thing too, is we'll talk about like what your physical activity was prior, but there's a lot of different pieces, components. It's possible for sure, but I think we should chat with you one-on-one just to get all the details to make sure it's good for you.
It's hard to say like you have to wait to a certain amount of months, because if you were working out, if you were active prior, you're probably ready to be active again, and it's going to be better you're going to have more benefits by doing something like this than not, right? Does that make sense? So we could, especially with where you've been at prior. We could definitely chat and modify as needed for your workouts, number one. And then also your meal plans. We could help kind of customize that for you.
And it sounds like since you were doing Fit for Baby with Brittany, that you were doing some of the components building up to having baby. So yeah, I mean, I'm betting that we could work something out, but we want to get some details.
Good question.
How do the assessments work? Not in person. Like, are we gonna have someone take a picture for us? Are we going to kind of like do it on our own in the first class?
So we will be doing it together and on our own. So
Okay.
you will have, it's a little different than in person, right? So we will be doing the full like physical assessment together. We will go through your measurements to make sure that you're getting those correctly together, but you might need a little like Abigail assistant to be like, all right here, Abigail, or you're able to do that on your own. The measurements are pretty simple, but we coach you through them to make sure they're consistent before and after. We'll coach you on your pictures. So yes, you'll need somebody to take your pictures if you would like. The mile is an option for you if that's something that you want to challenge yourself with. The next morning after assessments or the next day, you'll have a little extra challenge to do that mile as an option. But most of the things we will be doing together just like you did in studio. There's just a few minor things that we can't physically do for you.
Okay.
Jenny, that was my question. It was about the assessments. Is there something that we need to come like Tuesday with? You know what I mean? That like in terms of assessments that you want us to have
For measure, I mean, we talked about it, and I think you were probably like, if you don't have like a tape measure, like bringing like a piece of string, is that what we were talking about? Jenny, are we still doing that?
So yes, you'll get an email. So you're already enrolled, Sean. Jenny's already enrolled. You guys are going to get an email about 3 days prior to Tuesday. And we are going to give you all of the information that you're going to need to quote unquote prepare for. But just when you show up, so the email will come by Sunday, but when you show up Tuesday, you're just going to be ready to take your measurements, work out. Pretty much it. Everything else, you'll be able to like do the pictures that day. If you want to do your weight, if that's a goal that you have, you can also do that. Obviously in your home. But we're going to make sure that you are fully prepared by our kickoff on Tuesday with everything you need to know.
Okay.
But there shouldn't be any, to answer it simply, there's like nothing crazy you need to do prior to Tuesday. We will also have, I didn't even mention this. This was the community aspect when I had to run out with my child. But we have a Facebook group. We'll have a private Facebook group as well. So you guys are going to get plugged into that private Facebook group where we will, obviously, it's a little quicker way for us to connect prior to Tuesday. But by Sunday, if you're enrolled in session, you're going to be in our private, whatever group you're in, 6 a.m. or 7:30. You'll be with just those private mamas. You'll have all the updates in there in addition to email.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm completely new. I'm from way up in Northern California, and Aaron actually showed me this. So I had a question about equipment. Like I saw some of your pictures. You guys had like rubber bands around the legs and things like that. I have very old 5 little weights, and that's it, and a jump rope. That's all I have. So I didn't know, like, do I need equipment?
So, I mean, we can make accommodations or modifications for really anything. I can tell you right now, most of my classes, believe me, you will get plenty of a workout without having a band. But honestly, Roxanne, I have some bands that I could send you, and I'm going to be coming back down there and I can pick it back up from you. Like, we'll take care of it. You don't need to, that's nothing you need to worry about. Whatever works best for you, we'll make sure it happens.
So we also, now I'm speaking off the cuffs of Fit for Mom, but we were giving away free bands. So
Okay, I didn't know if that was still happening.
we can hook you up with a free band, so you have that too, in addition to.
Yay.
So you just have to pay shipping, but I'm pretty sure we have some more left. If you weren't a part of that initial free band, yes, Julia can confirm that. She's
Julia, yeah, we good?
We'll get you bands. If you're enrolled in session, we will make sure that you have a band. I just had that confirmed.
Good. I didn't want to put that out there, but I was going to make it work regardless.
Well, even in so what we have to do in our virtual classes is our mamas might have weights, they might have a band, and they might have nothing. So we always try to make sure it's a good workout for everybody. But in session, we typically like our mamas to have resistance bands and or weights. So the 5 pounds could work, but if you have a band, it'll be even better. So
I can do a lot of damage with some 5-pound weights.
Yeah. Tell you.
That sounded bad. I can make you work with 5-pound weights. But yeah, you're good. You don't have to worry about that at all, Roxanne. We'll take care of it.
Okay.
Any other questions? No? All right, you guys. Well, unless someone else pops on, we will call it a happy Thursday evening. We are pumped for session to start. So if you're enrolled in session already and you are watching this or on here, just get ready for the emails rolling in by Sunday, and then your Facebook group, you'll be added to that private group. Anybody interested in more information or pricing, or we are going to hook you guys up with a deal for being on here, or if you're a current member, you're going to email sdmembership@fitformom.com. sdmembership@fitformom.com. It's in the text box right now if you're not signed up. And we will make sure to give you all the details of pricing in your particular situation, and we will take everything into account and work out all the details prior to kicking things off. So we appreciate you. Thank you, Erin, for being on with me. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Joey. And we're really excited to.
I'm pumped. I can't wait, guys. Like, get ready. It's going to be amazing. But thank you so much, Jenny. You can